A couple months ago, Amazon dropped a new type of brand story called Shoppable Collections. Let's discuss some of the changes we are making to our process and some tools we can use like Amazon's Creative Studio to create animated graphics for the new Shoppable Collections. Before we jump into that, let's take a look at a new Shoppable Collection brand story. What's great about these is that they are a lot more seamless and they allow for video content. If we scroll down to this one here, you can see that these two modules are now animated rather than static. So they uploaded a video here, a video here. This is just an image, a custom image. This is what we call an Amazon module, where all you have to do is drop in the ASINs and it will populate whatever the main image is on that particular SKU. And then this is the same thing, another Amazon module. So here at Mindful Goods, what we typically do is design a few of these cards that sit on top of the brand story. In the past, we would design a custom background because that was required. But now with this new version of Shoppable Collections, it is a lot easier for us to really think through the content with a strategic focus. What I'm recommending to our team is that we are designing anywhere from 3 to 5 of these cards, depending on the strategy for the client. The interesting thing about these is every single card can lead to a different place. Let's say you have 1 or 2 goals for your brand, whether that be to cross-sell other flavors or maybe other products in your catalog to increase average cart value. You could drive to specific subpages on your storefront. You could drive to other product pages. It really just depends on what it is that you're trying to achieve. This was the original brand story outline that we would have, right? And so to get an idea of the original brand story, you would have to design this custom background, and then these cards would sit on top of it. You would typically have a card that had a little bit about the brand with their logo and the custom cards on top. Depending on your strategy, you might want to show the different products in your catalog or use UGC to show how happy people are with your product. And again, custom background image. For this one, they just uploaded probably a snapshot from each of the different influencer videos and maybe something that they said in the video. This is a really awesome way to be using UGC. Now you can have video content of your UGC where your influencers' videos are actually playing on the screen with sound. If you have UGC content, this is a great place for you to be using that UGC content to sell whatever product they land on first, and then maybe even to cross-sell other products in your catalog and start introducing those other products. Some other examples that I have here is this one from Earth Rated, where it looks like on this one, they're focusing on a product launch strategy because these first 3 tabs are focusing on the pee pads. But when I pulled this shoppable collection, it was sitting on top of the poop bags. So the poop bags was the gateway, and then once they got to this shoppable brand story, they were introducing, while you're here, why don't you check out our new pee pads, right? So this would drive you straight to a custom subpage on their storefront that was all about the pee pad. The other great one that I found here is IQ Bar has their different product categories. So they would have protein bars, hydration powder mixes, mushroom coffee powders, and then showing the different variety packs. You can always add in these Amazon modules where you're showcasing your new arrivals, best sellers, or whatever kind of customized configuration that you want to have. You can also put these in between each of these custom designed cards. But the approach that we're going to take at Mindful Goods is designing custom content the way that we always have. And now with Amazon's Creative Studio, we're able to animate the custom graphics that we create. To show you how easy this is, I grabbed a product image from this brand. This is not our client, by the way. I went to their product images. I saw that they had this image. I just downloaded this image. I dropped it into Canva. What I need to do with this image first is create a custom canvas in the size of that video module on Amazon, which is 856 by 1306. But once I drop in an image, it has to be formatted to that size. We need to add the same background. I am going to go ahead and make this background color the same. The other thing is, I don't want this to be so small. I want this to be bigger, so I'm gonna make this bigger. But just for the sake of this example, I downloaded this image and uploaded it to Amazon Creative Studio, and it created this video, which is already great, right? This is such an awesome video. But then I noticed that the text was running off the screen, and I didn't want it to run off the screen. I went back and forth in the Amazon Creative Studio to try to fix it, and it wasn't giving me positive results. So what I ended up doing was adjusting the image in here, making this part of the image as large as possible in the frame. I covered up the text on that image, and then I copy and pasted the text back up here so that it's showing up in the top part of the frame. Then I downloaded this image, dropped it into the Creative Studio, where I basically said, just animate this image. And I just dropped the file in here. And let's just pick this one here. I'm not sure if this is the one, but let's see. That looks like it might be it. And then I clicked next and it starts reviewing the image. Now I already did this, so let's go into my last run of this. So if we look at this, you can see here at the top, I asked it, animate this image into a video that is less than 10 seconds, keep the same text, but animate the text. And I also added it to add a sound of waves crashing. Now, I don't think you necessarily have to have the sound on Amazon unless it adds some benefit. I would say if you have a voiceover, it would make sense, or if it's a UGC creator, then we would want sound playing. So I don't think that's a mandatory item at this point. But what it did is it created this image or this video here. Now, what you'll notice here is this is not the brand name, and it added some weird graphics. That doesn't really matter for me because I only need up until this frame, and that's already 3 seconds long. That's really all I need to create some sort of animated effect that grabs the shopper's attention. All I did was downloaded this image here. I then dropped it into Canva. You can basically click this little trim tool and decide how much of the video you want to use, which for me, I want to chop it off at the point at which the bag starts turning around and you see that's not the correct brand name. And then I'm going to click done, and then all I have to do is download this file as an MP and upload it to Seller Central. And to show you what that looks like, you just upload it here, and then you have to upload a static image. So the original static image that we are getting from our designer, you would upload that as the preview. You would put the video title, video description, and add that. And then this is what the preview looks like. You can imagine what this would look like if you had 3 or 4 cards on the screen and all of them were moving. It would really captivate and catch your attention. So there's going to be some awesome ideas that I know all of us here at Mindful Goods have. So it'll be great to see where we go with all of this animated content and what we do with it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.